Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing to you Marco, another student from Unger Academy who's achieved positive results since he began our training program a couple of years ago. Today, Marco will share his experience, the progress he's made, and the value he has found in our program. Welcome, Marco.
Thank you. Hello, everyone.
All right, let's get started. Tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do for a living, and what's your background.
Okay, my name is Marco. I've been an entrepreneur for a long time, and I first started in the management of public parking garages in Rome. And later, I transitioned into the real estate sector and then moved into the field of information technology. Now, I've been passionate about trading since my university days, and I have a degree in economics and business. Now, unlike many others at the academy, I'm not an engineer. However, I've always nurtured this passion, though my approach was much more discretionary and far less scientific compared to the Unger method. Eventually, I decided to explore this method because I saw something different, something simpler, more intuitive, that could be learned and implemented within a business structure. And that is exactly what I've been working towards since I've embraced this method.
Great, thanks. Did you encounter any challenges before joining our program?
Yes, the main challenge in trading was achieving stability in my results. You see, when you take a discretionary approach, you are much more affected by sentiment, fear, and emotions. But instead, with this approach, you focus on identifying something concrete that has worked in the past and can be projected into the future using a sort of scientific method. This type of approach can also be implemented within a company like mine. My discretionary method, on the other hand, was very personal. It was something only I could use effectively. And that made it difficult to transfer my knowledge and strategies to others. Since I work in a team, my discretionary decisions often differed from theirs, leading to operational challenges. But by embracing this method, everything has become much more structured, straightforward, and manageable. Moreover, the new training programs have allowed us to achieve a greater diversification, not just trading, but also investing, not just futures, but also options, cryptos, and volatility strategies. In short, it's really great to see that the Academy keeps growing and offering so many different opportunities for development. My approach is a bit different. It's more entrepreneurial. Within my family holding, essentially our family office, it's a bit more complex to integrate everything. But yeah, we're working on it. And I think this year will be the turning point. Yeah, I'll keep you updated.
Exactly. Perfect. Yeah. Our R&D team will definitely appreciate the fact that you mentioned how we're always introducing new things because we really don't like staying stagnant. The market isn't like that either.
It is always moving, yes.
Exactly. What made you choose our program over all the others available out there?
Hmm. I'd say the main thing that pushed me to choose this program was honesty, intellectual and conceptual honesty. With trading, if you study, you can get results, but it's not as easy as some people make it seem. And that's what I've always appreciated about Unger. There are no false promises like, hey, you can trade from your couch. You have to put in the work and study. And with consistency, you can achieve results. Meanwhile, so many others just try to sell you what you want to hear. They tell you that, hey, trading is easy, you know, passive income, a paycheck every month, all nonsense. Unfortunately, a lot of people fall for it. and, well, end up paying the price. But here, what I've seen is different. Sure, there's the whole 4-time world champion thing, which is impressive, but even then, Andrea himself makes it clear that competition trading is not the same as real trading. It's a different kind of thing. Real trading needs to be done in a certain way. The programs are all well structured and constantly evolving. The community keeps growing, so yeah, that's what convinced me to go for it.
Great, thanks. Was there a specific part of our program that helped you the most?
If I had to point to one thing, I'd say it's the method itself, the simplicity of learning and applying it. And I think that's the real winning factor here. It's nothing overly complicated. You just need to dedicate time to it. And yeah, you can absorb it. And the best part, well, you can transfer that knowledge to others. There's a minimal amount of discretion involved, and that's exactly what I needed.
More efficient, more controllable, right? And after putting into practice what you've learned, what kind of results have you achieved?
Well, in terms of results, well, I wouldn't say I've had anything mind-blowing, 200% returns or anything like that, no. But because, as I mentioned before, our approach is more entrepreneurial. Since we have access to larger resources, our goal is to integrate a solid portfolio of strategies. So we also acquired a license to use the Unger portfolio, in addition to our own strategies, with the goal of achieving stable returns while keeping drawdown to a minimum. And this means that, well, we haven't seen major results yet, but at the same time, when you are dealing with a larger portfolio, that is to be expected. Year 2024 has been a break-even year. The goal is that from 2025 onward, with these new, more diversified strategies and the newly implemented Unger personal database, we can reach at least 20, 30, even 40%. That is the target, of course, with the lowest drawdown possible. And no, not because I'm risk-averse, but because lower drawdown allows you to grow faster. That's all there is to it. So we remain optimistic, because the method is solid. Of course, if you have less capital, you increase leverage, rely on fewer strategies, and you can actually achieve significant monthly returns, as has been documented. But that approach is different from ours. So I can't sit here and say, we've achieved massive returns. No. However, the goal remains to hit at least 30 to 40% per year. If we manage to achieve that this year, I'd be more than happy to share it.
I hope so too. So, how's your life and your team's life changed after achieving these goals?
Well, the biggest change has definitely been in our approach to trading. Now it's much more systematic, a more scientific approach. I'd say that's the right term for it. Compared to before, when we didn't have that, it was more left to the randomness of the market and discretionary decision-making. With this method, you can have a bit more certainty in your approach. Like we said, it's more controllable and verifiable. Whereas before, every time something went wrong, well, we would just blame the market. It was always the market's fault, The market decided to go that way, so it's the market's fault. Always the market's fault. But, well, that's how it used to be.
Also more peace of mind because there's more control.
Yes, you have a clear path to follow, which wasn't really the case before.
And if you hadn't joined our program, where do you think you'd be right now?
Well, I'd probably still be following that discretionary approach, which, yes, it can bring results, but they are much more inconsistent. You might get some spikes in performance, but then well, you also get downturns, which over time lead to stress. So maybe I would have moved from trading to investing instead. I've always done both, investing and trading, but if I had kept struggling, I might have just focused entirely on investing. Instead, with this approach, we can capture the full range of opportunities across the board.
Of course. And for the final question, what advice would you give to someone watching this interview who is still unsure about joining our program?
Oh, guys, put in the work, sign up, and trust me, it'll be a real game changer for you, I promise.
Great. Thank you so much, Marco. Thank you for your time, and I wish you and your team great success in trading.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.